Ah, children, putting paper in my piano. Let's make sure we get that. That's quite the chord. Hey, Chopin enthusiast, how's it going? All right, so we want. So if we're thinking through how to actually work on this, I think let's start working on the harder part. CYT, right, it started to roll. Hey, Dingle Nut, you got the best name. Oh, CYT credits. CYT, why am I not knowing what that is? CYT. I apologize for my ignorance. Hey, dude, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Hey, Fly Branch. How's it going? You've got a second degree burn? You've got a simple request? Wonderful. I've got a second degree burn and a simple request and some typos. This sounds like a, recipe for a good time. You're a big fan? Well, thank you, Missy Fletcher. I appreciate it. Can't help falling in love? Yeah, we can do that. Cover the camera for a Lamar edit. I don't even know what that means. Ooh, spicy chord. Hold on. I can give you the spicy chord. Do you like this one? It's a G sharp 7. G sharp 7 chord with a sharp 5. It's a beautiful chord. The Departed, Max Richter, Can't Help Falling in Love, Rush E. Yeah, we can pop in some of these. It's kind of funny. He's always jazzy. Yeah, we can do Rushy. I can't immediately play every song on the planet. I mean, it wouldn't sound good. We can do it. You are 100% correct, Dinglenut. Every 30 seconds. 30 minutes? Well, you said 30 minutes. It's every 30 seconds. There's a Rushy request. Yeah, we can do Clair de Lune, and then I may practice this a little bit more. We'll see. Clair de Lune. Do, do, do. I need to start asking people to invite other people if they give a request. You're duty bound. Encourage somebody else to join the stream. Because YouTube changed their algorithm and it's totally crushing me. I started learning my first Bach invention today. Thought it could be helpful. I love Bach inventions. Which one did you choose? Ooh, number 13's great. What's my favorite one? Good question. Here, let me actually pull those out. I found a song out. All right, I found a song out. I don't even know what that means. Okay, in terms of my favorites, in terms of what is the easiest but also sounds great, Summer by Hal Cali. We can look into it in a second. We're doing some inventions first. This is my favorite beginning invention. Yeah, so that's the D minor. Very, very much a fan of that one. That is probably the easiest one and sounds the best for how easy it is. Because number one, I don't know, number one and number four are the easiest ones, but I think the number four sounds cooler. Invention number 6, big favorite of mine. Revolutionary Etude, we can do it. Yeah, sorry. That one is a lot of fun. Number 13, yeah, I'll play number 13. So in terms of underrated, number 6 is very underrated. Number 8 is boss. Ah, sorry. Man, I need to spend more time on this. Yeah, I see you, Wild Blossoms. I see you, Brett Hewlett. Don't worry, we will get to there. Everyone can enjoy a little bit of Bach before we get to those. Invention number 14, also a ton of fun. A little bit of Bach never hurt anybody. I mean, piano majors may have a slightly different viewpoint, but a little bit of Bach never hurt anybody. that part. I see you, Wild Blossoms. I see you, Brett. It's gonna be okay. The world will keep turning. It's gonna be okay. Influx 20 and his lives. I don't see him going live anymore. I need to be better at actually watching other people's lives. I have a fairly problematic information reception rate. I really need to be getting maximum information in at all times. Otherwise I get really discontent. This is all I found. No, that's definitely not it. I'm not sure. This must be a pop song. This Hal Cali. Summer. Yeah, Daniel Hunter, we could do that. Creations. Hey, Daniel Hunter. I'm gonna grab some Chopin Etudes. Let me see if I have the book over here. That make my life a little bit easier. It's a little easier to read from the book than from some random internet thing, but I think random internet thing it may be. I've got a big old selection of books over here, and they start organized because my wife does a lovely job of organizing them, and then I actually use them, and then I never put them back in order. So I have no one to blame but myself by the fact I can't ever find anything. Are they actually telling the truth, being pretty advanced after 1 year? I mean, everything is posturing on the internet. That's one of my really, really hard things with where I'm trying to find myself in the content niche is because my whole brand is honesty. And honesty is the one thing that doesn't do very well on the internet. sorry. I need to actually pull up the music for that part because I forgot it. Ah, come on. Another. Storms by, ooh, wow, all the requests are throwing in. Pirates of the Caribbean. Thanks, Wild Blossoms. I feel a little rusty today, but it's all good. Tango Brasileiro by Ernesto Nazarek.
We started it.
Tango Brasileiro.
We started the game. On Minecraft with Hero Pack. I got their skin.
I will grab that.
I want the skin. Here's the Minecraft cover. Okay. So I'm gonna add on this one. This one has the cars. It's called All the Wool. Activate.
Let's see if I can find
This
violin and piano.
continue.
Did you hear it as piano or just violin? Or both? Storm by Cornelius Gurlitt. Gurlitt. What are your favorite movies? That's a good question.
Existing. This one.
I'm trying to think. Like I was like very much influenced by a bunch of 90s, like 80s and 90s movies. Piano only. Okay. All right. Let me see if we can find a
Just
piano version. Let me see. Oop, there we go. I found it. Ah, the internet is amazing. Moonlight Sonata, third movement. I know someone was asking for that. We can at least do a little bit of it. It's not one that I've really like worked on, but I can at least play you the part that everybody knows. The Storm by Cornelius Gurlitt. I'm a pianist myself, but I've been playing for 2 years and I started learning the School of Velocity Czerny. Yeah, I know. We were talking about that the other day. What else are you playing? Or are you just working on School of Velocity? Firework by Katy Perry. Yeah, we could do Firework. That'd be fine. You know, the world's hardest song ever. Hardest song ever. Lodwick. I was learning a challenging piece today as a beginner. And I made strides learning the difficult part slowly, but when putting everything together, it's not coming together. Any tips? Ooh, that is super frustrating. Super duper frustrating. Hold on. We're pulling up things. We're talking at the same time. You got to bear with me. We're having a vibe right now, okay? Cornelius Gurlitt. We're getting that pulled up. We're getting the Gurlitt pulled up. You're playing Ballade pour Adeline and Merry-Go-Round Life. Oh, that's a great, nice mixture. Are you doing any scales, Wild Blossom? Scales and technical work besides the Czerny? Otherwise, that sounds fantastic. That sounds like a great program you're working on. Okay. Your muscles are too weak to stay in tempo in the School of Velocity. Yeah, I mean, Czerny is painful. Czerny is very painful. I personally think unless you have a piano teacher telling you to do Czerny, I would do the Inventions instead. That's just my 2 cents. They're a little more musical and a little more approachable, and they teach you a ton. Okay, Lodwick, let's address this. First of all, it'd be helpful to know exactly which piece you're talking about, but not necessary. Not necessary at all.
So first,
Oh yeah, Wild Blossom. You're still young with that. Ooh. Yeah. Now, okay. Before I'm kind of waiting on Lodwick to maybe tell me which piece because then we can have it more targeted. But I do want to address this sort of muscle concern and everything. I had a lot of piano teachers who kind of, lying's too strong of a term, but they told me a sort of a white lie or a misdirect that has a lot of truth behind it, but is not really the full truth. And so what do I mean by that? Well, they really emphasized using your whole body to play the piano because they wanted me to not like turn into carpal tunnel man, right? And just like be focusing entirely on the fingers. There's one little nugget of truth in that, which is you need to use your entire body to make sure that your hand is in the right place. Here's where they were kind of lying to me and making me have some really, really bad technique for a while. Ultimately, what plays the key, especially when you're going fast? It's the finger. It's the finger. It's just a jazz neo soul progression by Noah Kelman. Let's look it up. Ooh, McCoy Tyner.
I posted a video of this giveaway. Is make sure of moving it around interval, just to kind of throw things off here a little bit. D major 9. And that's a little short.
Okay, so let's say you have an idea. Right? Oh, 5 jazz progressions and it's progression number 3? All right, let's do it. That makes it easy. He told me to do the Velocity Etudes and keeps recommending them like the Album of the Young, but he didn't even really hear me play any of those yet. Yeah, I mean, again, teachers, okay, most teachers, it's so fascinating how this stuff transcends all geography, right? Because you're in Germany, I'm in the United States. Serious piano teachers who are in the Western European tradition, they will go, oh, you're not quite where you should be, but your brain's ahead. We're going to do Album for the Young. Oh, your hands aren't quite where they should be. We're going to do School of Velocity. School of Velocity, don't get me wrong, my opinion of School of Velocity has gone up and then down and then up and then down. But I would say, if I had to guess, I would say my opinion of School of Velocity has gone up in recent years. And that's because, again, what happens is, and don't worry, Lodwick, I'm going to get to you. What happens is, when you're playing the piano, typically, teachers and students err in one of two directions. They either err towards thinking that it's all about these beautiful movements, right? Like big, beautiful movements. Or they err towards really, really intense fingers only, right? The truth is kind of in the middle, but it's in the middle in a way that uses both, right? Because you're going to be using all of this motion to make sure that your fingers are always where they need to be. But at the end of the day, guess what plays the key? That poor little Pinky, or any of those. I'm thinking of learning Interstellar, Experience, and Hit the Road Jack, but I don't really know which one I should go for because I really like how pretty Interstellar is, but Hit the Road Jack, it's...
Where's the place you found?
Oh, I could have guessed that, Wild Blossoms, with the fact that you're doing so much Charity. Charity is part of this school. This is the way that piano playing should look. If you have a Charity teacher, this is the way that piano playing should look. And again, I'm very sympathetic to that viewpoint at this point. Because think about it from a rational standpoint. All you're doing is pressing a lever and then a result's coming out. So any of those extra movements is going to basically be inefficiency.
Yeah, that one. Or it's a different one. I don't know.
A ramble sheep, in terms of each of those, do you have a teacher or not? Because if you don't have a teacher, I probably would say Hit the Road Jack is probably the best one to go to. If you have a teacher who can guide your experience a little bit, Interstellar is actually really easy. But if you are thinking of it as learning a piece of music and you don't have any direction or any back and forth with how to structure it, it may actually be more challenging. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go Noah Kelman, 5 jazz progressions. And was the third one?
If you're always afraid to miss,
Ah, good. Does he say where? Oh, wait, number 1. Number 2.
All right, so this first one's really nice. We've got this sound here, so it's this D.
All right, here we go.
This might be a little bit more flat 7, 9, 4, 13.
So we got. That's the one? All right. Okay. So what should I do to strengthen my hand muscles? Because I still get hand pain after the advice you gave me a few months ago. That's a good question. First of all, it depends on what type of hand pain you're having. Don't worry. Lodwick, you're kind of a framing mechanism for all of this because we're going to constantly go back to what you're talking about. But I'm addressing all these. Okay, Annabelle Sheep. I do, but she only really teaches me classical music. So for you, you need to start understanding harmony and theory. And if you understand harmony and theory and you have the background of classical music, you're going to be unstoppable. Competitions, and we can only play classical music, so I was just trying to learn it. Oh yeah, if you're not going to see her till August, yeah. Go crazy. Just pick one. Just pick one. And then move to the other. But you know how it goes because you do classical and competitions. Okay. So, Wild Blossoms. There are 2 types of pain. If you are a medical person, you may disagree with me, and that would be wonderful. I have hand pain in my arm, but pinky pain hit hard. Okay. That is a little worrying to me. So, the pinky pain is potentially your pinky muscles growing. Because when you play your pinky a lot, this part will hurt. This is actually muscles. You have fantastic background then. Like you've got support, which is awesome, which is really good. Floating pinky is not a big problem, but it's definitely a problem. You want to be addressing that. You want to try to keep it down. It's very different than playing guitar. Like people have their pinkies like stick out a lot, like this. But okay, so Wild Blossoms. When you're playing the piano, if you feel pain here and it's more that like muscly, like tender, like, ooh, I like, lifted weights too many times, or I ran and I have that, lactic acid buildup. Like, that's understandable, and you just need to take a break from practicing and then come back to it. When you're talking about this arm pain too, I'm a little worried. I feel like most likely what you're feeling is maybe a little, tiny bit of more tendon joint discomfort. And that's going to be potentially either a misalignment. So maybe your hand is not quite, this little bit of wrist movement, or even the elbow being tucked in versus way out. Neither is correct, right? If your elbow is like right on your side, that's going to be a problem. If your elbow is like way out, that's also going to be a problem. You want to try to feel where it's comfortable and relaxed. And you can always just stand up and just kind of shake it out and then just do a little bit of this to try to get more relaxed. When you're feeling that, you want to be double checking and be going, okay, is this sharp? Is this concentrated into one point? Or is it kind of warm and dull and just sort of radiating throughout? Like my thumb is playing on the side of a nail bed. That's starting to feel like it's probably nerve / joint / tendon pain. How much are you playing? How much are you playing a day? That'd be a good follow-up question. Okay, back to this. Lodwick. You're putting it together. It's sounding okay slow. But then when you start going a little faster, you start to lose it. Some of that, I'm going to more boringly say, is just learning. And that's part of it. But then some of that is also going to be how well you actually understand what you're doing, and then how well you're practicing it. So for something like this, that's like a improv understanding of a chord progression, you kind of need to really, metronome is good. Metronome is actually really good. It's actually a very good advice suggestion. Depends on the weekends. I play a lot on weekdays. I study too much. 1 hour, Are you just doing the same thing like over and over and over and over again? I'd be a little shocked that a young person after 1 hour would be experiencing the type of pain you're talking about. Like, I was expecting you to say 3 hours or 4 hours with what you were saying. That's interesting. Interesting. I would be inclined... Well, okay, Chopin enthusiast, that's a different thing. 1 hour of practice when you're being broad is fine. Like, but 1 hour on one specific... Like, if you played C major scale... If I did that for 1 hour, I would have some bit of pain. If I do this, which I do a lot in blues... Let's see when it starts to hurt. Okay, that's when it starts to hurt. Yeah, Wild Blossoms, even if this is against your teacher, do not spam the charity. Work on it to the point that you improve this much and then put it aside. please don't spam the charity. That has ruined many a young piano teacher's ambitions and hands to spam charity. Do not spam charity. Can you spam Chopin? You can spam Chopin. Can you spam, I don't want to step out of bounds. Your teacher is your teacher. You need to respect that. You've got a parent that understands the medical thing so they can advise you. But charity is a lot. It's like, it would be like, again, I kind of go back to like gym metaphors because it's a really easy way to understand physicality. It'd be like if somebody was like, oh, you want to be a runner? Okay, all right. Even though you're not a professional runner, I need you to run 8 miles every morning. Like, it's just, certainly certain mistakes could be, but again, it's the same, it would actually be the same solution regardless. Like, maybe you're doing everything right, and if you're doing everything right, it still hurts because you're doing it too much. You're doing repetition too much. Or maybe you're doing everything wrong. Well, guess what the same solution would be? To take a little bit of a break, to do it more in moderation, and then to be scheduling that in with other things. I want to give Lodwick a couple other ideas. I think you need to kind of get, if they're even around, I think you need to have more of an understanding. I think you need to have more of understanding of the harmony. That would be what I'd say, Lodwick. If you have trouble understanding what I'm talking about, then we can figure it out. All right, here's some Gurlitt, and then I want to answer Wild Blossoms next thing. My piano teacher is Ukrainian. Like, even my piano teacher is like saying play it slow, but I think I'm probably putting too many difficult pieces. Yeah, so one of the hardest things about working on piano in general is your ambition typically ranges your ability. So like your ability to perceive and to conceptualize what you want to sound like and what you want to do is far greater than your actual ability to play that at the beginning. Kind of common sense, right? And so what you're really going to wanting to do is you're going to want to try to basically find this happy middle ground. Because if you stay on the difficult side, like let's just say your ambition is just super, super high, and you're like, I'm just gonna burn super bright and go for it. And it's just, I gotta work harder, right? There are physical changes that have to happen in your body, especially at a young age, to make things happen. Even for me, after all the years of playing, I have to allow my brain to think through musical things. Lyrics for me are the biggest one. If I want to remember words of a song, like I had to learn this really crazy song with like a bunch of lyrics, and the lyrics were all over the place. Like it was, and the colors of the sea bind your eyes with trembling mermaids, and you want to touch the beaches with tales of brave Ulysses, how their naked ears were tortured by the siren sweetly singing, and the oh man, see, again I'm struggling with it, and the distant waves are calling you to kiss their white lace lips. Super nonsense lyrics, super hard to remember. Again, I can't even remember them off the top of my head. But the way to remember and the way to do it is you do it in little bits and then you're patient. Little bits and patient. Like the patience piece is so huge. And again, probably all the people on here are, I'm guessing most, if not all of you, are younger than me. I still struggle with this. I still go, oh, I need to figure this out quick. But here's the crazy thing. Like, people say all the time life is short, and there's a lot of truth to that. Like, you need to really pursue aggressively what you're doing because we're not guaranteed even another day. But at the same time, I'm kind of been more of a fan of saying life is long. And what I mean by that is you need to broaden your vision, your mindset. So like we a lot of times think like, oh, I got to get this together in 3 months or 6 months. And the honest truth is like if you're playing an instrument, like you could just have that sucker on the back burner doing like 30 minutes a day, just kind of on stuff that you enjoy. And like 10 years from now, just be a monster and like dominate your local scene. And do it in a way that's always fun and always a good time. And again, maybe that's like, oh, that's not what I really want to do. I really want to do some classical and all that. Oh, thank you, Lodwick. South Africa, that is awesome. Sweet. That's like the best thing about going live and doing this type of stuff is the fact that there's just people from all over. So that's what I would really say is, and just encourage all of you guys is yes, just embracing the process, taking your time. Again, it's a lot, but it'll get there. All right, I want to play this for Chopin enthusiasts and then maybe one more thing and then call it quits for today. Hey, Fat Batman. Nice. Okay, so my piano teacher is not going to come back till September, and I'm traveling for 18 days, and I feel like I'm going to forget everything. Okay. Here's your plan, Wild Blossoms. Scale back, but understand what you're doing. So and if you need, write down goals. And, okay, here's a very advanced modern tip. Start a ChatGPT or a Gemini or a Grok, whatever AI chat you want to start about your practicing. Like, that's what I would say. And specifically for you, Lodwick, understand what you're playing. When you're doing these neo-soul progressions, why? Why is the next chord A flat sus 13? Like, why? What does that mean? Why then is the next chord D flat major 7? Like, if you understand the why, I think it's going to be easier to play for you. Okay, going back to Wild Blossoms. I think if you started an AI chat, yeah, it's not going to help your, it's not going to give you advice. It's not going to do a good job at that. That's not what I want it to do. And it's bad at that. Like AI is horrible at music. Horrible at music. But you can use it to organize what your thoughts are. Think of it this way. Okay. Think of AI as a mirror for yourself. So when you look at the chat, it says things, and they're mostly a reflection of what you said. And so then you can go, oh, there's some truth in there. Now, why is that helpful versus just writing it down or not even doing anything with it? It's because that rephrasing is going to make you have to think about it and understand what you're trying to say. So, again, controversial take, but that's what... love tangos. Interesting. What am I learning? I was looking at Hungarian Rhapsody number 2, but then people just asked really good questions. Can you have rest days in piano or music? Absolutely, absolutely. Although I will kind of reiterate the thoughts that I've heard many times echoed in the fitness industry, which is if you had to sample human beings at large, and this is kind of this weird thing. People who self-select to think about music and a field in a very specific way, they tend to always be working too hard. And then people who self-select to not be thinking about that stuff tend to not be working hard enough. So if you had to ask me in general, what should most people do? They should practice every single day a small amount. So somewhere between like 15 and 30 minutes, depending on your goals. And then if you're really dedicated, hours, right? You're not going to get anywhere super, super professional without hours of practice. But if you are already paying attention to like classical lives on piano, you're probably not necessarily in that camp that should be playing every day. And here's the reason why. Let's say that you practice super duper hard, like Wild Blossoms is talking about, to the point that your hand hurts a little bit for like 5 or 6 days. I guarantee you, if you just take a little bit of a break and let your brain, recover a little bit, you're going to be way better off than just sort of powering through. Yeah. And it's a very personal thing too. Like some people can manage small practicing for forever, right? They can do like 15 or 20 minutes a day. And if you're only doing 15 or 20 minutes a day, please don't be taking a break. Just do that every single day. But for some people, like they love it so much, they're obsessed with it so much that they like end up doing like 2, 3, 4 hours, in a day. And for them, it may be like 3 days on, 1 day off, whatever. I will say I had this kind of general, way of thinking about it, where a practice day versus a non-practice day. So a practice day is a +1, and then a non-practice day is a -1. And so I always tell that to my students. I'm like, okay, so there's 7 days in the week. If you practice 4 days and you don't practice 3, that's a +1. So that was a +1 week. So you made progress, but it wasn't necessarily a lot of progress. And the crazy way it works is, let's say you practice 5 days and then you didn't practice 2 days. Well, now it went from a +1 to a +3. And then you went up to 6 days. Now it's a +5. So it really is that consistency that's going to really, really help. My rest day is Friday, but yesterday I didn't practice because I was too tired, and today I only forced some scales because I got sick. Yeah, you got to be careful with sickness. Again, like I will reiterate the thing that I was saying earlier. Take a long-term view. I know it's hard, and I'm like the worst at this, but if you keep that long-term view in mind, it's going to really, really help. So, I'm going to play a little bit of this because Shasti was asking what I was working on. No, you're totally fine. It's the Tom and Jerry place. Yeah, I know. I totally know. I know I gotta get it tuned. I'll probably do that over the weekend. 2 hours is my minimum per day, but I'm trying to double it and just learn even more pieces. That's a good way of doing it. That's actually not a bad way at all. All right. Well, I should really get rolling. I need to do some other stuff, but thanks so much for tuning in. I probably actually stream my video game later today. That's actually one of the big things I'm trying to accomplish over the weekend is finish it. So I might be there later. Thank you, Felipe. Yeah, I've got my summer shirts on. How many hours should I practice a day? That is a question I cannot actually answer, Wild Blossoms, but I will tell you this. The answer probably is going to involve mostly where your mental fortitude and your physical fortitude is. Later today is tomorrow for you. Yeah, I know. I know. It's so weird. Almost all my audience is not from the United States. So it's like, yes, you guys are in a completely different, time code. All right. I am going to go, yes, so real quickly, Wild Blossoms, yes, I would just say mental fortitude, physical fortitude. Yes, I like Chopin enthusiasts saying, okay, I will leave you with this one little anecdote. I was at a jazz summer camp in Eastman, which is like one of the most famous school of musics in the United States. And we had Bob Mincer, who's like big famous saxophonist. And someone asked him, one of the students, little high schooler, just going, excuse me, how many hours a day do you practice? And Bob Mincer was like, I practice until I learn what I'm meant to learn. And then I'm done. That's what I would really encourage you to do. Practice until you've done what you wanted to do, and then be done. Like, practicing shouldn't be this endless thing that you do forever and ever and ever. That I think is where a lot of people get into trouble. So, play one more last one. Felipe, I'm gonna go.